The jungle was alive with sound that night. Crickets pulsing in every direction without pause. Frogs calling back and forth like clockwork. An owl somewhere deep in the canopy. Nightwatch sat near the edge of camp, his tribe sleeping around the dying fire. Everything was normal. Noise meant safety. Then, without warning, everything stopped. Crickets gone, frogs gone, wind silent. Not a fade, a cut, instant. Nightwatch's entire body locked in place. His breath caught before his brain understood why. Because silence in a jungle doesn't mean peace. Silence means something just made everything go quiet. Silence means a predator is close. And every living thing knows it except you. This is a fear older than language itself, older than fire, older than tools. It's burned into your nervous system right now. Tonight we answer one question. Why did ancient humans fear silence at night? And why does your body still remember it? To understand this, go back 200,000 years. Humans were not the top of any food chain. We were mid-tier, clever but physically weak. No claws, no fangs, no night vision. Our only real advantage was hearing patterns. During the day, eyes kept us alive. But at night, ears became everything. And the jungle never shut up at night. Insects buzzed to attract mates in the dark. Frogs called to mark their territory constantly. Birds shift and chirp even while sleeping. The jungle has a baseline sound, a hum. This hum meant one critical thing to early humans. Nothing dangerous is happening right now. The noise itself was a security system. Not our security system, nature's security system. Every insect, every frog, every bird was a sensor. They were all saying the same thing constantly. All clear, no threat, keep living. Nightwatch learned this without ever being taught. The sound meant breathe. The sound meant safe. He could close one eye and half rest, as long as the jungle kept humming. But the moment the hum broke, something in his chest already knew. Now here's the biology underneath this instinct. Your brain has two listening modes at night. Passive mode. Background noise flows through unprocessed. You sleep through crickets like they don't exist. But the moment that input disappears suddenly, your amygdala fires before your cortex even wakes. This is called threat detection by absence. Your brain doesn't need a roar to panic. It just needs the background to vanish. The absence of sound is processed as a signal. And that signal means something silenced them. Think about what that means for a moment. Your brain evolved to fear nothing, literally nothing. Not a sound, not a sight, just emptiness. The predator doesn't announce itself with noise. It announces itself by removing all other noise. This is why silence at night feels heavy. Your body is scanning for what made it happen. Now look at this from the predator side. A leopard moving through grass at night. It doesn't roar. It doesn't growl. It moves slowly, weight shifting paw to paw. But the insects near it go silent first. Then the frogs ahead of it stop calling. A wave of silence rolls through the jungle, like a shadow moving through the sound itself. Every animal in that radius freezes instantly. Because they know movement means detection. Detection means death, so they choose silence. And that silence becomes the predator's announcement. Nightwatch didn't need to see the leopard. He heard its shape carved into the silence. The silence told him direction, distance, speed. It was moving left to right across the camp. And it was close, very close. His hand reached for a burning stick from the fire. But he didn't move, not yet. Because the worst thing you can do is run. Running triggers the predator's chase reflex immediately. So Nightwatch sat frozen, listening with his whole body. Sleeping tribe lay exposed around the fading embers. Children curled between adults without knowing why. This formation wasn't random, it was ancient design. The vulnerable in the center, the watchful on edges. Now let's go deeper into the brain's architecture. There's a reason humans developed sentinel sleep patterns. In any group, not everyone sleeps at the same depth. Some members naturally cycle into lighter sleep phases, while others sink into deep restoration. This staggering meant someone was always half awake. Researchers found this in modern hunter gatherer tribes. The Hadza people in Tanzania still do this naturally. Across an entire night, there's almost never a moment when every single person is fully unconscious. Always at least one pair of ears is open. Evolution built a surveillance system into group sleep, and the trigger for that system was silence. The sentinel sleeper doesn't wake to noise. They wake to the disappearance of noise. This is why you jolt awake at 3 a.m. sometimes. Not because something made a sound outside your window, but because something in the background stopped. Your air conditioner clicks off, you're suddenly awake. A fridge stops humming, your eyes snap open. Your brain still runs this ancient software perfectly. It's not broken, it's not a glitch. It's a feature that kept your ancestors breathing. Now let's talk about what silence actually cost the body. When Nightwatch detected that silence, his body responded. Cortisol spiked within 2 seconds of registering the absence. Heart rate jumped. Not a lot, but enough. Blood moved away from digestion toward limbs. Pupils dilated even though it was already dark. Hearing sharpened, filtering for any microsound. A twig snap, breathing, paw on dry leaves. His body became a listening weapon in total darkness. And all of this before he consciously decided anything. The decision to be afraid was already made for him. This is the speed of ancient survival programming. Conscious thought is too slow for night predators. By the time you think, the leopard already moved. So your body doesn't wait for you to think. It acts on the silence alone. Now here's something most people never consider. Silence wasn't just a warning, it was information. The pattern of silence told you what was coming. If insects went quiet but frogs didn't, the threat was airborne, probably an owl. If frogs went silent but insects kept buzzing, the threat was ground level, near water. If everything went silent at once, all layers, the predator was large and it was close. Nightwatch knew these patterns like language. He couldn't have explained them in words, but his body read them fluently every single night. Tonight, the silence was total, every layer gone. That meant one thing: big predator, close range. The fire was the only barrier between them. And fires die, especially before dawn. This is why ancient humans fed fires obsessively at night. Not for warmth, not for cooking, for sound. Fire crackles, fire hisses, fire pops. It fills the silence with something controllable. It breaks the predator's stealth advantage. A fire says, "We are awake and we are watching." The first campfires were not kitchens. They were alarm systems made of light and noise. Nightwatch pushed a dry branch into the coals. It caught, cracked, sent sparks upward. The silence around camp didn't fully break. But somewhere to the left, a frog started again. Then another, then a cricket, slowly. The wave of silence was pulling away from camp. The predator was retreating from the firelight. Nightwatch exhaled for the first time in minutes. His hands were shaking, but the system had worked. Noise returned, which meant safety returned. Now let's talk about why this matters today. You live in a world of constant background noise. Traffic, air conditioning, refrigerator hum, distant music. Your brain treats all of it as the jungle baseline. You don't notice it until it stops. Power goes out at 2 a.m., instant wakefulness. Your body doesn't know it's just a blackout. It thinks the jungle went silent, threat detected. This is why true silence feels uncomfortable to most people. Not peaceful, not restful, unsettling. Your nervous system reads silence as danger still. It's the same reason people sleep with white noise machines. They are not adding sound for comfort alone. They are recreating the jungle baseline, telling the brain, everything is okay. The hum is still there. You can let your guard down now. Think about horror movies for a moment. The scariest moments never come with loud music. They come when the soundtrack drops to nothing. Total silence, then the scare. Directors figured this out because your body already knows. Silence is the setup, noise is the relief. They're hacking your ancient predator detection system. And you respond every single time without thinking. Now let's return to night watch one more time. The rest of that night, he didn't sleep. Even after sound returned fully to the jungle, his cortisol stayed elevated for another hour at least. This is the cost of being the watcher. Someone had to pay with their rest for everyone's safety. And the next night, someone else would sit at the edge. This rotation is how tribes survived thousands of generations. Not because every individual was strong enough alone, but because someone was always listening to the silence, always reading the space between the sounds, always ready to feed the fire one more time. Here's the part that might change how you sleep tonight. That fear you feel in perfect silence at night. That vague unease when everything goes too quiet. It's not anxiety. It's not weakness. It's not broken. It's the single oldest survival instinct you still carry. Millions of nights, thousands of generations coded in you. Every ancestor who ignored that silence died. Every ancestor who respected it survived to become you. You exist because someone once feared the quiet. You are the descendant of the ones who listened. So the next time the world goes silent around you, and something in your chest tightens for no reason, know that it's not for no reason at all. It's the oldest voice inside you still whispering, stay awake, stay alert, something changed. And that voice kept every one of your ancestors alive, long enough to give you this one borrowed life. The jungle never really stopped talking to us. We just forgot how to hear what the silence says.